I'd like to welcome everyone to the November 10th, 2022 Inspiring Author Conversations. I'm Kathy Davis with Davis Creative Publishing Partners. Today we'll be speaking with Jennifer Tamborski about turning up the volume on your marketing. Before we welcome Jennifer, I just have a few logistic details to go over. The call is being recorded, and your attendance at our meetings gives us your permission to share your image through social media and or on YouTube. Please mute yourself if you've not already done so on your end. Your chat button is down at the bottom of the big black screen. If you have any questions at all, please drop that into the chat, and I'll be watching those questions, Jennifer, as they pop up.
Thank you.
Making sure we get those answered. We promise to end the call around 12:15 at the latest so that we can all get back to those things we need to get done today. Our theme for 2022 continues to be inspiring authors. Each month we welcome guests who are either an author or someone who helps authors become that inspiring author. Today we'll be sharing knowledge, ideas, opportunities, and wisdom with Jennifer Tamborski. She is a digital marketing strategist and CEO for Virtual Marketing Experts. She and her team work behind the scenes in their clients' businesses, creating, managing, and optimizing profitable digital marketing strategies and campaigns that produce unprecedented levels of growth for their business. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me today. And I will share my screen. So hopefully you see the
Looks
image
good.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Some days you're just never sure. So today we really are talking about turning up the volume on your marketing, because honestly, marketing is the key to success in everyone's business. Before I jump into that, I just wanted to give you kind of a brief overview of who I am. I do talk fast because I have a lot to cover and a short time to do it in. So if I go too fast, please make sure you put a comment in the chat, or if you have questions, so Kathy can just kind of stop me and let me know. So I am Jennifer Tamborski. I'm a digital marketing strategist, and I've been in this world for, well, we're going on 17 years of me working in the digital space. And I know before we started recording, we were kind of talking about how time flies and how old we feel. And every time I say this, it makes me feel older, because honestly, I've been in the digital space almost as long as it's been alive, right? Been in Facebook and LinkedIn and all of the social media platforms for as long as they've been around. I really focus on helping coaches, authors, speakers, online business owners to generate and grow their business through high quality, consistent leads. And I'm also going to be brutally honest with you and say that I am a huge nerd. So I love staying on top of all of this stuff, the marketing and the technology, and it really helps me to help the business owners that come to me to scale their business. A lot of them we have scaled to 1 million and beyond. And in the past year, we've actually generated about 5 million in revenue for our clients. So by the end of this training, I'm going to go over the 5 marketing myths that are killing business right now, the 3 keys to really increasing your revenue and scaling your impact, and 1 marketing mistake that business owners make that wastes their time and money and energy. So we'll jump right into those marketing mistakes. First, this is a mistake that kills me every time because I hear it so often. Marketing is not a priority for people. It doesn't have to be a priority, or it's a nice to have. It's not a must have. Marketing really is the key to creating awareness of your business and to helping the people you serve know who you are, what you do, who you serve. Not only that, but marketing is really what ends up generating revenue in your business. It's not a nice to have. It's critical if you really want to grow and scale your business to those next levels. And again, I am zooming through this presentation because we have a shorter window of time. So please, if you have questions, let me know. The second myth is that if it worked for someone else, it should work for me. Now, here's the problem with that myth. Marketing is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Marketing really does have to be specific to you, to your business, and most importantly, to your audience, which means that every ad you see out there that says, I'm going to sell you my XYZ approach to generating $1 million may or may not work for you, because the person who developed that strategy for their business may not have the same business model as you do, or they may not have the same audience as you do, or personality. So everything about your marketing really does need to be customized to you, to your business, and to your audience. That is key to really having successful marketing when it comes to your business. This one is one of my favorites, which is Facebook doesn't work anymore, or Facebook ads don't work anymore. And the reality is that it all depends on what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it when it comes to Facebook. Facebook has over 2.9 billion active users every month. This isn't like some flash in the pan. Facebook is one of the most powerful tools that you can use. Now, it's not for everybody. There are a million other platforms out there, and one may be better for you. However, Facebook is going to continue to be the big dog because it adapts to the new ad formats, to the new privacy laws, to the data regulation that's going on, and most importantly, to its users. It is constantly evolving and adapting. So if you're not on Facebook, or Instagram, because for those of you that don't know, they are actually owned by the same company. Both Facebook and Instagram are owned by Meta. If you're not on those platforms, you really are losing out on access to a huge audience that you will most likely never reach on any of the other platforms. Social media is all I need. Here's the thing. This is the complete opposite of what I just said about Facebook, right? The truth is that we use Facebook as a tool, or social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, any social media platform. We use it as a tool to connect with our audiences. However, what we want to avoid is using it as the only way we connect with our audience. You don't actually own the content that you put on social media. As soon as you put it out there, that social media platform owns how it's distributed to people, when they see it, how they see it. All of that kind of stuff is owned by that platform. It's in their terms of service. So in order for you to control your message and your communication with your audience, the best way to do that is to pull them off of the platform, get them on your email list or your text messaging or whatever other way you're using to communicate directly with them. That way you're not at the mercy of the social media platform itself. All social media is a fabulous tool. Across all of them, you're looking at billions of people you can connect with. And we also, you may or may not remember, about a year or so ago, Facebook went down for like a whole day. All of those people that were out there that were launching or that were selling, in the middle of something, if they had solely relied on that social media platform to communicate during that launch, they would have lost millions of dollars. Thankfully, most people understand this, that use social media as a gateway tool, not necessarily as the only way to communicate with their audience. And this final myth, the fifth one, is that marketing gets results immediately. So this honestly is the biggest marketing myth out there, because you've seen all of those Facebook ads or those gurus out there that say things like, I did a launch in 30 days and I made $5.3 million, right? And they did, right? I'm not discounting the fact that their 30-day launch made them that amount of money. What I am saying is that they're leaving out all of the years of marketing that led up to that point. So when it comes to your marketing, you want to look at it from the perspective of marketing is a long-term strategy. It is a commitment in your business to really help to grow it. It's also a multi-layer process, which means there's not going to be one thing that you should do. I always make sure that people are aware that while I specialize in paid traffic and in Facebook ads and LinkedIn ads and all of the ads platforms, that's not the only way that you should be marketing your business. Your marketing really should have layers to it so that you're able to connect with your people in different ways. Honestly, in the history of marketing, this timeline has increased, but it used to be you needed 5 to 7 touches with someone in order for them to be ready to buy. Now we're up to between 12 and 20, which means you get to get in front of people multiple times before they're ready to step into what it is you sell. So make sure that when you are developing this marketing strategy, that you are creating layers so that you're in front of them on a regular basis. And keep in mind that marketing is both an art and a science. It takes time and data to determine what is going to work best for your business and your audience. Putting something out there and doing it for 30 days, depending on what you're doing, may or may not give you enough information to really understand if this is working for them, right? Or if this is working at all. Being aware of the data you can get from your marketing will help you to understand over time. Think 3 to 6 months of doing one thing, whether that's blog posting or podcasting or networking or running ads. You're talking about 90 days to 6 months of doing this consistently before you can really analyze whether or not what you're doing is working. Consistency is key in your marketing. So make sure that whatever you choose to do, that you're doing on an ongoing basis. So before I jump into the 3 keys, I wanted to stop for a second and ask you a question. And I'd love for you to comment in the chat if you feel comfortable, or just write this answer down. So I want you to think about your business in the last 30 days, the last 90 days, heck, even since we're at the end of the year, the last year. Is it where you want it to be? Are you creating the change in the world that you've been wanting to? And are you bringing in the revenue that you wanted? Are you bringing in consistent, high quality leads on a regular basis? You know, those leads that actually buy from you in the long run. If you're on this training, I have a feeling that it may or may not be exactly where you want it to be. And so I want to give you these 3 keys to really creating a successful marketing campaign, especially as we go into the end of the year to start getting ready for 2023. So key 1 is build your audience. Now, most of you are probably book authors, or maybe thinking about being a book author. And that is a fabulous way to start building your audience. The key to building your audience is really understanding who your ideal client is, getting a really deep understanding in that, and creating your business and your marketing messaging around that. And it goes beyond just demographics. It's all of those things that are key to who those people are. Their psychographics. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are their pain points? Where are they at right now? And how can you maybe help them to move to that next step? It also is about things like their geographics. Where are they living? Where are they communicating with other people? Who are they following in their behavioral aspects and in their social graphics? You know, do they have families? Is that who they're spending their most of their time with? Really getting a deep understanding of your ideal client will help you to build your audience, because without an audience, it really becomes difficult for us to generate leads, and which then lead into sales. So really paying attention to your audience is key. So I had a client come to me about a year or two ago, and she came to me with one idea of who her audience is. She was wanting to work in one aspect of her business. And as we're working through the process and as we're building out her funnel and her ads and all of those things that go along with working with me, she started to really hone in more and more about who it was she wanted to work with. And when she became crystal clear on who her target market is and how best to communicate with them, she was able to take her business from 50K to 250K within 6 months. That's how important really understanding your audience and building your audience is. She has now built $1 million business over the course of time just by getting deeper and deeper. Every 3 to 6 months, she sits down and goes through the information that her audience has given her over the past 3 to 6 months to make what she does and how she does it better, and who she attracts more important. Building your audience and really defining who they are can be an essential key to growing a successful business. Lead generation. And I will say that's kind of a no-brainer for a lot of people, right? We all know we need leads in order to have customers, in order to have a business. However, creating high quality leads is what we're really looking for, because we can have 1 million people on our email list. However, if they're not the right people and we haven't attracted them in the right way, it's going to make it difficult for us to actually sell to them. So when I talk about high quality lead generation, we really start with creating a profitable sales funnel. So this really means attracting your potential clients and customers to you daily with a system that allows you to move them from what I like to call introduction through to commitment, right? Where they get to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them best. Here's the thing about your funnel and your lead generation. That first step into getting to know you has to be super focused. You want to put as much energy into creating an opt-in or creating a lead generation system as you do with what you sell. And one of the mistakes that people make is that lead source, whatever that thing is, whether it's your book or whether it's your course or whether it's a webinar, whatever that might be, has to directly relate to what it is you sell. What a lot of people do is throw out a 5 things kind of thing. And while that's great, if it is not exactly what your clients need in the spot they're at, right? They're worried, they're thinking about what is the problem that they have right now, right? We all have, all of our clients or all of our customers have, I have a problem. Well, you have to meet them where they're at to take them where you want them to go. When you're looking at it from that perspective, you really, really want to make sure that that piece can connect directly to. So I use this analogy a lot. If you're teaching a sales course, your lead generation can't be about mindset, right? We all know that mindset is involved in sales. However, there's a long walk between mindset and sales. What your ideal client is struggling with right now is actually selling. So that first piece needs to be 5 ways to close a deal, 5 things you need to do to help your clients buy from you. Whatever that kind of thing is, has to directly relate to the end product. That is super important and critical when it comes to really creating a funnel that generates high quality leads, right? Because those are the people that are at the point where you can actually move them to buy from you. Remarketing is the third key to this. Having a really successful business is, a lot of people look at marketing and they think it stops when you get that lead or your sales. However, to really grow and scale your business, your clients need more from you, right? We get them in the door oftentimes through program one, whatever that is. If you look at what your ideal clients need as a full customer journey of where they need to go to get to the end, you're able to move them through a process and remarket to them and continue what I like to call keeping the romance alive with them, really getting them to understand that there are other steps beyond that can help them. When I'm talking about that, or talking about remarketing, it comes in two folds, right? One, all of those leads that come in that aren't ready to buy yet, we want to keep putting you in front of them. Keep them involved, keep them engaged, keep them understanding until they actually buy. And you can do that through a variety of ways, right? Newsletters and emails and ads, all of those things are very helpful in keeping you in front of them. The other side of that is after someone has bought from you, what's that next step? What is that thing that they need after they've already created it? I have a client who's done this amazingly well. She's created a course that helps people develop an online business. However, what she realized is once they developed the business, once they had the nuts and bolts of it, there were other stages that needed to come, right? Whether they were looking to move to 6 figures or they were looking to move to $1 million. And those were things that she could continue to help them with, how to grow their business, their mindset, all of those things. So she created masterminds for each of those levels. And she's created each of those masterminds now are somewhere between the depending on the level, between $10,000 a year up to like $25,000 a year. That's created an entirely new system in her business, which has made her business be multi-million dollars. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about a customer journey. Look at the full spectrum of what it is, and can you provide that next step to them? If they can, step into that. Start marketing to them for that aspect of things. So they're not a one and done client, right? In order to have really scalable, high 6 and 7 figures, you want those clients to come back to you over and over and over again. In order for that to happen, you need to give them a reason to. So this has been a really fast turnaround, but I think I still have a minute or two to go over this one mistake.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I leave enough time for anyone to ask questions. So the one mistake that business owners make that waste time and leave money on the table is the lack of use in paid ads. It does not have to be a huge investment. It is an investment. It doesn't have to be something that you spend millions of dollars in. That being said, ads are a fabulous way to really grow and scale your business. It shortcuts the process of reaching millions of people, because with ads, you're actually able to reach millions of people. With audience building, you're able to create really inexpensive ways of promoting your brand and awareness to people. You're able to reach people across the globe that you probably would not have met had it been you just out networking or even doing organic traffic. You're able to generate leads in a faster way and meet them where they're at to take them where you want them to go. Our ads are much easier to target directly a specific audience. You're able to build that community so that you can help them to really grow and scale. So you can grow and scale your business while helping them to grow in their life. And the most exciting thing about ads is retargeting. You can retarget people at any stage of their involvement with you, whether that's someone who's just watched a video of you and you want them to be on your email list, or whether it's someone who's on your email list that you want them to buy, or it's that person that bought from you and you have something new to sell to them. Ads allow you to retarget people at a very specific way and able to move them through your process in a way that is easy for you. And it keeps you from spending hours of time connecting and growing your business in a more organic way. Running strategic paid ads to both retarget your warm audience and target new ideal customers every single day is an amazing way to really help you grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact. So, whoops, flip that too far. Do you have questions? Because I know we are running almost out of time because it's already noon. So I would love to open it up to questions if anybody has any before.
Hi, Jennifer, it's Kathy. I
Hey.
do have some questions that I know a couple people asked me beforehand.
Yeah.
Some of the people we have on the call are first-time authors. Some have more than one book. Some are involved in either just writing their first book, or maybe some are involved in, say, their third book. So the question I would have is, where does someone start? If I'm new to all of this marketing and I've have my book in hand, where do I start?
So your starting process with your book is obviously getting it out there. Now, you have a couple of options when it comes to creating this. And it all depends on what the purpose of your book is, right? Is your book designed to sell just because you wanted to be an author, or is it designed to bring in leads so that they can buy from you, right? That's the real question, is what's the purpose of the book? If
Let's go with the second scenario.
Second scenario,
Yeah.
then what you really want to do, there are all kinds of funnels, book funnels that you can create, which allow you to bring people in and use your book as a way to nurture them, right? So one of the simple ways, a simple book funnel, is providing the first chapter for free, and then they purchase the rest of the book. That allows you to, A, get them on your email list, and B, to really nurture them along, because you can use both the book that you've created as a resource, as well as your emails that follow, to continue to connect with them and to grow. Honestly, ads are a fabulous way to really get people aware of your book and even to get purchases for it. So that's would be step one, is creating some kind of funnel out of your book would be my suggestion.
And so how do I know which social media to start with first? Oftentimes I'll hear social media and marketing experts say, pick one and start with that. How do I know which one to start with?
So it's going to depend on where your target market is, right? I always start with the demographics of your target market when it comes to social media. So if your target market is millennials and down, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, those are the kind of platforms that you're going to be on. If your target market is late millennials on up, Facebook is going to be a fabulous place to be. YouTube is great if your target market likes to watch instead of engage, right? If they're searching for things, it's a great platform if you have something that maybe you need to explain a little bit before they're ready to buy. And And then LinkedIn is the platform that you really want to go to if your clients are really more business focused, right? If you're more B2B, you'll be spending time on LinkedIn. So I start there. The second piece that comes to that is who you are. What are you comfortable doing? What's going to make it authentic to you? If you're not comfortable in front of videos, avoid YouTube and TikTok, right? Like those are very video centric. However, you can use Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram with images and still get people in the door. Keep in mind, though, even if you are opposed to video, that you may want to just get over that.
Irma, I see you have a question. Thank you for being here today. Irma's question is there an operational platform that will support this very involved process?
So there are a lot of platforms out there for funnels. I'm assuming you're talking about the funnel building. There are a lot of platforms out there. I tend to suggest people just use their website and an email service provider like ActiveCampaign. That's where I feel like everybody should really be driving people to their website. Now, if you have a course or if you have something else, there are other platforms that are all in one that you want to go to using. However, if you're not looking at something as extensive as that, funnels don't have to be hard. There's simply a landing page that leads them to a thank you page that sends them emails, like in the simplest term.
So it's very similar to when someone registered for this call today.
Exactly.
That's a funnel.
Exactly.
We send out emails, we post it on social media, somebody clicks on a link. We happen to use Constant Contact just because I've been using it
Yep.
since I started. And that puts your name into a bucket, which tells the Constant Contact mechanism that you're part of the group that will get the next email about this particular event. That's kind of a funnel.
That's the exact process of a funnel. And the nice thing about funnels is that they can be all automated, right? Start to finish. Once you have it set up, you don't necessarily have to do anything. Someone comes in, they get your emails, they take the next step of whatever that is. It is a matter, I mean, it sounds incredibly easy, and it is. And it also is a matter of making sure that they're taking those steps, understanding where.
Yeah, earlier Jennifer mentioned, a simple one is to give away your first chapter or one of the chapters in your book. Some people, I've seen them pull something out of the middle and offer that, but essentially you create social media or a link on your website also where you're driving them to that link. They leave their email address for you. It goes in a bucket on something like Constant Contact or ActiveCampaign, and then you can communicate and take that lead to the next level of wherever you want to take them, whether it's to buy your full book or to engage with you in a webinar or a workshop.
Or even to get on a call with you. It just depends on what it is that next step is, right? There's a lot of ways you can set that up, but yeah, they don't have to be complicated. They actually can be pretty simple. I know that technology can sometimes overwhelm people, and realistically, that's what people like me are here for, is to help you set up those kind of things. There's virtual assistants out there that can help you do it. There's a million people that can help you set up the technology. It's more about understanding the what, why, and why of your funnel rather than the how of it, right? Yeah. You need to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where you're taking them on that customer journey.
And Richard's got a really good question. What about the intro or forward rather than a chapter? You can do that if there's enough content in that intro or forward that tells them enough about the book. The idea here is to tease them and give them more information about the book so that ultimately they want to buy it.
Yeah, and that's why we suggest, and Kathy's right, some people pull it out of the middle of the book, but that's why we suggest a chapter, because usually someone dives into that chapter and they want more. That's the goal of it. If your forward or your intro is enough for that, awesome.
The other thing that we do quite a bit that I've seen rather than a chapter, you could do a synopsis and just say the top 10 reasons or the top 10 tips. I know one of our free downloads is we have a top 100 marketing tips. Another one, though, that we offer is like the order of a book, which defines, the top, I think it's 12 or 14 sections of a traditional book, and what's the difference between a foreword and a prologue, and because that can get really confusing. So it doesn't have to be complicated.
It doesn't have to be. And I also use things like quizzes a lot with my clients that drive them. And that works really great if you have multiple things that you want them to do and you want to like streamline them into, let's say, do they need your book? Do they need to get on a call with you? Or do they need to just buy whatever your product, service, or solution is? Like, you can use a quiz in that respect as well to kind of give them information about who they are. Or everybody loves a quiz. I mean, how many Disney princess quizzes are out there?
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. So yeah, there's a lot of options. It's really about designing this strategy and this funnel in a way that's going to take them to where it is you want them to go.
So Irma is asking, is social media promotion another funnel?
So that's a way to bring awareness to your funnel, right? Social media promotion is whether that's through organic, where you're posting in a million places, or you're running ads or anything along those lines. That's the top, what we consider the top of your funnel. That's where it brings awareness to who you are, what you do, and leads them into actually getting started in the funnel itself.
Awesome. Those are great questions, everybody. Jennifer, I know you have a gift for the audience today. Is that your next slide?
Yeah. So, whoops. I actually have, so I've developed a program for a lot of entrepreneurs that want to get into the marketing and ads space. It is designed to help them get started, right? It's a whole getting started program. We actually bring you on like we would at any other ads clients, and we do all of the done for you stuff with you. So designing your strategy and your copy and your creatives and setting up your ads and all of that kind of stuff. And then the second 60 days, we actually teach you how to take over from us so that you're able to scale and optimize your ads moving forward. It's a really easy program for people who are wanting to get started in the ads and don't want to try and do the work themselves. We provide all of the backup you need in order to successfully generate leads and sales using ads.
And if you want to drop those links, Jennifer, into the chat.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll make sure that everybody gets those when you get a link to the recording for today's call, and for anybody that couldn't be here today. If you want to, is that your last slide?
That is my last slide. Yeah.
If you want to
and
click off.
For those of you, if you are looking for more information about marketing, I do have my podcast, Marketing Matchmaker. It comes out every Wednesday. You're welcome. It's on all of the platforms, including YouTube. So if you want to watch it or listen to it.
And we'll include that, Jennifer, make sure we have that link, and we'll include that in the follow-up email also.
Yep.
Terrific. Any last minute questions before we hop off? Awesome. It looks like we've covered everybody. I just want to thank everyone. Thank Jennifer, especially for being here today and sharing your knowledge with us. And if anyone has any questions, I've got one little straggler just now coming in the room. Okay. If anybody has any additional questions, feel free to reach out to Jennifer. We'll include her contact information in the follow-up email. Our December 8th, 2022 Inspiring Author Conversations will be with Mary Nunnally. She is an animator, videographer, and our topic will be using animated video to promote your book launch. So more information will be coming about that. See you guys December 8th. Thanks for being here today.
It was great seeing you all.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.